Hello and welcome back, everybody, to another live stream. It is the 21st of May, Tuesday, the 21st of May. And yeah, it is. What time is it? Is it 5 o'clock already? Wow, it's 5 o'clock already here in the UK. So, of course, we are going to take a look in today's live stream at the Bitcoin analysis, as we always do. If you've got any questions, of course, you can ask me anything, and I'll be happy to answer it as best as possible. And yeah, as we can see, as of right now, Bitcoin is having a pullback. Now, I wanted to be in a short trade from up here, but we will talk about that as well, and sort of what happened with that. But yeah, price is pulling back as of right now. Of course, I'll talk about why and sort of like where price is pulling back as well. There's always a reason for price pulling back, okay? And there's a it's not an obvious reason why we're pulling back here, okay? We haven't come and touched the high, okay? We haven't taken out the high, but there's always a reason. There's always confluence, okay? So we will, of course, cover that as well. I'm just going to get a drink of water before we get into it. But anyway, let's jump on into it, see what's going on, and yeah, see why price is actually pulling back from this level as well. So before we get into it, I've got to remember to say this. Before we get into it, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, turn the bell notification on so you never ever miss any of the live streams. Ready? Good to see you back here. Good to see you back. Hi, BTC Dom is decreasing drastically. Okay, that is not always what you want to see. Let's just have a quick look at the strength of this move. Actually, let's refresh it so we're all up to date. There's a slight open interest increase on this move down, so that's okay. But yeah, right. Let's jump into where price is pulling back from as of now. Okay, so what we can see is that this previous short trade that I was looking at here, okay, and we actually took, okay, well, I didn't take the short, I added to my short trade here because I was already short from higher prices, but we can see, right, this level at 67, this white line, okay, at 67, at $71,870 has previously acted as like resistance before. Okay, we've used it as resistance here, where we actually formed a swing failure pattern of it, and then we saw a big move towards the downside. Okay, and I've still got this level on the chart, okay, because we're still looking at this as resistance, and we also had this daily naked point of control at 71,975. Okay, so we had a daily naked point of control as well as 70,775. Okay, but this was like a less important daily naked point of control for me because there wasn't really any confluence. Like with the one from 71,975, we had this previous high here, which had acted as resistance here. So there was confluence there. And with this weekly naked point of control, there wasn't any confluence with that either. Okay, so there just wasn't any confluence of the other ones. So the main daily naked point of control that I was, or just the main naked point of control that I was looking at was 71,975. Okay, and as you can see, we are rejecting off of that level as of right now. So again, there's always a reason for price to reject. And this is the reason why price is rejecting, okay, because we have come into like a strong level of resistance. And locally, what we were seeing, okay, and what we are still seeing is long absorption, right? We can see price is forming lower highs, and then on the CVD, we can see very obvious higher highs, okay, telling us that there is more aggressive longing happening at this period of time than there was happening at this period of time. You can visually see it as well, right? If we come and take a look at the candles here, we can see 24 million. I have I have a feeling that I said 34 million this morning. Maybe I read that wrong. But yeah, we can see here 24 million and then 8.1 million here. Okay, so there is a large amount of longs opening up at these highs here. But if we come and take a look at these highs, okay, we can see, right, No, sorry. This morning I was okay. I see why I thought 34. Right. Okay. So we were looking at it this morning here, right? We were looking at it here. Sorry, I've got confused. So yeah, 24 million here, 81 million here. Okay. And then as you can see here, we have more aggressive positive delta. We have 4.8 million, 37 million. That's why I was thinking of the 3, the 30, 37 million. 8.2 million. Okay, so we had more aggressive longing happening here than we had back here. However, price was still forming, this lower low. Sorry, lower high. Okay, so price was forming the lower high. CVD is forming this higher high. Clear long absorption, right? What's the expectation? Well, the expectation is do you see a pullback, right? Over the course of the day, okay, price continued. There we go. I don't know why it was all zoomed in for a sec. Okay. But yeah, price continued to hold this bearish CVD divergence. Okay. Continue to hold it, right? Continue to form this lower high. And CVD continue to form this higher high, and we are now seeing, that actually play out because we are getting the pullback. Now, initially, right, looking at this rise here, okay, I was really interested in taking a short from this rise here. Okay, I was really interested in it. I was talking with the team for the visionary members. I was talking through with them this morning in the daily market update that I was actually interested in taking a short from, right? We can pull it up here. I was very interested in taking a short from this GP 786 level. Okay. I was very interested in shorting that. And I was saying, right, if we're going to come up into this GP 786 level, I'm probably going to take a short, right? Of course, it's not going to be definite. I'm going to have to check the order flow. If we're looking really strong coming into the level, it's probably not feasible to enter into a short trade. But if we were to come into the GP 786, right, initially I would be looking for a short trade. And looking at this, right, looking at this rise on the order flow, we can see, okay, that there's nothing like super bullish about this at all, right? We've got a fair bit of volume coming in, a bit of, positive delta coming in, not much though, it's not screaming bullish at me. And then of course, open interest is just literally flat, right? There's just nothing going on with the open interest. So nothing is like screaming bullishness at me. Okay. So it means that, yes, right, we've got long absorption here. So the best thing to be doing really is actually looking for a short trade. And I was waiting for that setup. I was waiting for the GP 786. Unfortunately, we just front run it, right? We came up to it. I was sat on my laptop. I was sat here and I was just waiting for the level to be tapped to hit that button and enter into that short trade. Okay. I was just waiting for it. It just didn't happen. We came up, we rejected, we came up, we rejected, we came up, we rejected. Like each time we just front run it. And it was really frustrating. And of course, if we did come up and we tapped it, we would have had a nice move towards the downside, right? And it's a really nice trade, this is, because this is a trade that you view as a day trade as of now. Okay, you would view it as a day trade, and of course you would take profit as like a day trade. Ideally I'd be looking at this weekly MPOC here. That's where I'll be looking for like that TP1 if I had entered into the trade. But this is a really nice trade because it could also turn into more of a swing trade as well. So you could take I would have probably taken a 50% out of the trade here, move the stop loss to entry, let the rest of the 50% ride for like a much bigger drop and viewed it more of a swing trade rather than a day trade after that. So yeah, this would have been a really nice trade. And the invalidation for that trade would have been so nice as well. Let's just pull up and show you what it would have looked like. So yeah, it's never good to like dwell on a trade, but I just want to talk about what I was really looking for, right? And why I was looking for this trade. It's always good. And it's always, I used to do this as well when I was, like trying to get to that stage of being profitable. I would literally go back and just go over trades, or even just go over trades that I didn't take, or go over trades that didn't actually get triggered. Okay, because again, even if they haven't like been triggered, you haven't got the activation for the trade. Like here, we haven't got the activation for the short trade. It's always good to understand, right? Even though we front run the level, it happens sometimes. Levels get front run, okay, and it means that you do miss the trade, unfortunately, every now and then. Okay, and this is one of those scenarios, but right, I can look at this and I can think, right, at this level, I was looking for a short trade. Okay, I was looking to enter into a short trade here, and that was the correct decision. Okay, looking at it now, it was the correct decision to be looking for a short trade. So it gives you that, it just like boosts your confidence a bit and puts that, yeah, puts more confidence into what you're doing and what you're thinking, right? I understood, right, that I was looking for a short trade here. I saw the short absorption, the long absorption, right? I noticed that we were getting rejected off of this like kind of major resistance level here, and then all I was looking for was that like last little bit of confluence to say, or that like entry trigger, okay, which was the GP 786, and then I was looking for the pullback. Okay, so looking at this, right, my thesis was correct to look for a short trade here. We just unfortunately front run the level. It happens sometimes. We have to accept it. Okay, it doesn't happen that often, but it does happen every now and then. Okay, but we can't dwell on it. We just look for that next trade, right? And yeah, like I said, the invalidation for this trade would have been so nice because that stop loss was just so tight. I love it when you have such a tight stop loss because, of course, it's just great for your risk management. But yeah, this would have been a really nice trade. But again, fortunately, I didn't take it. We didn't hit the level that I was interested in shorting, so I didn't take it. We can't dwell on it. We move on and we look for the next trade. Of course, any visionary members know that I am looking for the PDV setup. If I do get that, then I'm happy to take a short off of that. I'm just waiting for the activation really of that short trade. But yeah, that's sort of what's going on. Why we have rejected. Okay, there's always a reason for a rejection. There's always a reason for a bounce. Okay, there always is. You never really, on the odd occasion, maybe you will, but there's never really a reason for you to get like a major pivot off of off of just like a or no level, as I should say, right? You don't really see that, okay? There's always a reason. And I'm not saying, right, this is going to be a huge pivot, okay? Of course, right, we could turn this into like a big pivot point here where we get a big correction, okay? That's a possibility, right? But yeah, we're not seeing that yet. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to target. So yeah, I'd be looking for these lows if we were to look for lower. Okay, I'd be looking for these lows. Of course, I'll be looking for that short trade, right? I will be looking for that short trade from about here. Okay, and I'll be looking to take that down to 66,000. That's where my target would be for the short trade. Again, we haven't activated the short trade yet, but if we do, this is what I'm expecting. Okay, giving all of this rise back now. We don't, yeah. So yeah, what we can actually see here is as this price is rising here, initially the start of the move looks okay because open interest starts to increase a bit. But then what we see is open interest is decreasing. So this is a weak move towards the upside, right? This is a short squeeze, right? So we do, in theory, have to give this price action back, right? Of course, it's not 100% that we're going to give it back, but in theory, we should give this rise towards the upside back. We've given about half of it back, but there's a possibility that we give more of it back. And then if we do get that PDV set up, then that's when I would be targeting $66,000, okay, which would then take us to these lows, okay? It would then take us to the lows there. So, yeah, again, at this moment in time, right, I'm not expecting this pullback unless that PDV setup gets activated. If the PDV setup gets activated, I'm happy to enter into the short and I'm happy to target like $66,000. But yeah, I just need to remain patient and wait for that because, of course, we could bounce off of the top of the PDV setup high. Okay, we could bounce off of that, which is like $69,500. Okay, we could actually get a bounce off of that and then see higher prices from there. Okay, so yeah, we'll have to see see how that plays out. I'm not looking for lower prices, really. I mean, I say that, but then we do have a pretty weak rise here. But yeah, for that like confirmation of lower, it would be the PDV setup, and that's when I would take the short. So yeah. Yeah, I was also talking this. Yeah, it was this morning as well. That like, oh, was it last night? No, it was this. I'm pretty sure it was this morning. Yeah, it was this morning. I was saying that like you could take an aggressive entry, to be fair, and short here. I could find that on the daily market update, but I was saying that you could take an aggressive entry here. I mean, if you took the aggressive entry, you would be in some nice profits as of right now. For me, there wasn't really a clear trade entry here. That's why I was looking for that GP786 as that clear entry. I like to enter into trades that have a clear entry because it gives you that, in my experience anyway, it gives you that higher probability trade setup. So yeah, that's what I was waiting for. And that's, you could argue and say that it was the wrong decision because, I haven't entered into the short and we're seeing the pullback now. But again, it's like I'd rather look for the highest probability trades. And I understand, sorry, I understand that, yes, there was confluence here, but when I enter into trades, I like to look for at least 3 bits of confluence. Okay. And we had, of course, the high, this previous high here, which was resistance here, and now is acting as resistance here. So that was 71,870. Okay, so that's like your first bit of confluence. Your second bit of confluence was 71,975. And that was sort of it. That was sort of it. Of course, you go down into the 30-minute time frame, and we can observe that we're getting long absorption, but yeah, I wouldn't say that's really confluence with these levels here, really, just because that long absorption was happening on a much lower time frame. So that's why I was looking for that GP786, because then I understand, right, we've got a naked point of control that we've rejected off. We've got GP786 and we have short, long absorption coming in. Okay, and we can go back to a previous long trade that I took here, and we can see the exact same thing. Let's get rid of the naked point of controls because I've moved the previous naked point of control from here onto this, sorry, groups it all together here. So we have a naked point of control here at $63,075. We had GP786, okay, and we had short absorption coming into this level. Okay, I don't know, 22nd of March. What time frame? We'll have a look on the 4-hour. Okay, from what I can remember, we had long absorption into this level, 22nd of March. Oh, that's annoying. Yes, Exo Charts deletes it back here. I can take a look at it on the 22nd of March. What's that, 26? Yeah, 28th. There it is. Right, so long, yeah, here was the long setup that I gave the team. So that was, of course, we had the MPOC, GP786, and we had here short absorption coming in. Really, really nice short absorption coming in. Okay, so I said short absorption at GP786 in confluence with the daily MPOC. That's kind of the setup that I was looking for today. Okay, this was just like in the opposite direction, of course. So we were looking for a short rather than a long trade, right? And you can see how profitable that trade was. That was the setup that I was looking for. That was the highest probability setup. That was 3 bits of confluence. We actually had 4 bits of confluence, right? Because we also had, this high that was coming in as well. But for me, if we're like solely looking at the 8 hour, I wouldn't really count that short absorption on the 30-minute time frame, just because the time frame difference is just is quite big. But yeah, that's why I was waiting for that. Got to see the comment. Ready? Uh, Hey, little out of topic. Do you know any free software for order flow and footprint charts other than Coinalyze? I don't. It's not off topic at all. It's not. It's a valid question. I don't, to be honest with you. Um, Coinalyze.net is good for the open interest, but I understand you don't get the footprint. Coinalyze.net is also good for the CVD. But again, I understand you do not get the footprint. And I mean, you don't like it's good to have the footprint. It is good to have it. All the footprint really is for the numbers, right? Looking at the numbers and it really helps with like previous day value area highs. Yeah, I could never go back to using coinalyze.net. But if you're looking for like long absorption, if you're looking for short absorption, you can still do it on coinalyze.net, right? You can still just use the CVD. Yeah, you can still use it. It doesn't give you as much information, of course, but it still gives you pretty good, some pretty good information. Let me. There was a site. Oh, I tell you what. If you've got TradingView, I'm sure you'll have TradingView. I know that they've brought. I don't. I don't even pay for the expert level on TradingView because I don't need it. All I do is draw a few lines on TradingView. Where the advanced stuff is all on ExoCharts. So I'm not too fussed about having the best TradingView subscription that you can get because I don't need it, so I don't pay for it. But I know that if you get is it the expert? I think it might be the expert. They have actually introduced order flow to TradingView. It's not the greatest, but it works, right? It's not like visually the greatest, but it does work. So yeah, that's another option. Let me have a little think. There was another site. I don't know if it was free though. Light order flow. Tray, yeah. So there's also Trading Light. Try now for free. I don't really want to sign up to it, to be honest, but I know that I know that they do order flow as well. Because I was speaking a few weeks ago to someone who also is in the same industry, and they use Trading Light. And yeah, I've never used it, to be honest, but they were saying that they use Trading Light. They said they quite liked it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you have to pay for. I'm guessing you do because you always have to pay for order flow. Right? I don't know. I tell you what, Atos. Atos is free. If you use Atos, that I'm pretty sure that's free. Let me have a look. Okay, yeah, here we go. Crypto free of charge, lifetime license that gives you access to crypto markets. So Atos seems, yeah, Atos is free. I have used it previously, but from what I understand, you can only use it on a Windows. You can only use it on a Windows um, computer. If you want to use it on a Mac, you have to download Windows to your Mac. Um, I remember I did that on my last computer. But then if you download Windows to your Mac, you have to pay for that. So there's always, yeah. But if you've got a Windows computer, yeah. If you got, sorry, 2 secs. I've got hay fever. But yeah. So Atos is free for crypto. And then Trading Light, I don't know how much Trading Light is. I'm guessing you have to pay for it. It says try for free, but I understand they have order flow as well. Uh, du- 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 So yeah, where are we? Let's go back onto Bitcoin. We're sat around the 70K mark, right? And again, right, let's go back to Elliott Wave, right? This could be the pullback for three and wave 3 and 4. Okay, the end of wave 3 and 4 on both the bullish and the bearish count, right? So end of wave 4 on the bearish count, end of wave 3 on the bullish count. Okay, where we could see a pullback. Here we either get a long trade setup for the end of wave 4 to start wave 5, or we don't get any long setup at all, and then we just see a continuation lower for wave 5, right? Or we could, possibly get a long trade setup, takes us a little bit, up here, and then you see wave, price come down to form wave 5, right? So yeah, this could be the start of that. And I mean, it would have been really nice if I could have got that short entry. It was looking so good. It was looking so good. We just front run it. Really frustrating, but yeah, again, like I said, we still have the PDV set up. So yeah, I'll be interested in taking that trade if we see that occur. But yeah, also what I was looking at as well is here. So we had the descending parallel channel. Okay, of course, we've respected this so well. We've respected this just beautifully all along here. Of course, we have the deviation, which was the fake out, reclaimed it here. You can see just reclaimed it, perfect support, bounce, right? What have we done here? Okay, we've formed the fake out. Okay, we've retested it as resistance, and now we're seeing the pullback. Okay. Yeah, so that is really nice. And I mean, this again is what I was looking at this morning for that, like that aggressive entry. Um, but yeah, I just wanted, yeah, maybe I was being a bit greedy. I don't know, greedy on the entry. But I just wanted that. I just wanted that like perfect entry. Because here there wasn't like a really clear entry price here. I like it when there's like a set level for you to enter into a trade. For me, that's what gives higher probabilities, right? Otherwise, you just entering into a trade at sort of like any level really. But yeah, front running that is a bit frustrating. But again, yeah, PDV setup. I'm waiting for that to be activated. If that gets activated, then I'll take the short setup, and then target 66,000. That would be a really nice short, to be honest. Down to 66, where I could close, maybe 50%, maybe like 60 or 75%. something like that, okay, and then prepare myself for a possible bigger move towards the downside, right? Have some nice capital left in that trade just to see if we can take advantage of any more downside, and as well, I want to be in hedged short trades at this moment in time whilst we are in this bearish market structure. So let's pull it up. I do want to. So this one, yeah, I do want to be in hedged short trades as long as we remain in this bearish market structure. Where I'm sat right now, I'm only in a long trade, right? Because what happened was we got stopped out at entry, okay, of the short trade that I took from here. I got stopped out of that. So we took some really nice profits on that short trade. Let's see, we still got it up here. Is it that one? No. Okay. No. That was a scalp short. But yeah, anyway. Was it that one? No. It was that one there. Right. So yeah, we had the short from there. That was a really nice, profitable short trade. Of course, I took a lot of profit on that short trade, moved the stop loss to entry, and still had a little bit of capital left in that trade because, yeah, just in case, right? Just in case we did see much further towards the downside. And then, of course, yesterday, was it? Yeah, yesterday I just got stopped out of the short trade from all-time high, which I then compounded here, adding to the short trade. So yeah, that got stopped out at entry. Remember, I took some really nice profits on that. So yeah, I'm only long at the moment. Okay, only long at this moment in time, and I am wanting to have a hedged short trade open, just because, right, we are in this. What's going on here? Let's get rid of that. Yeah, just because we are in this bearish market structure, as long as we remain in this bearish market structure, I'm happy to have a short trade open. I am happy to have a short trade open. So that's why I am actively looking for short trades at this moment in time. Once we break this bearish market structure, then I'm happy to say, okay, right, I'm happy just being in a long trade. But whilst we remain in this bearish market structure, I am just actively looking for short trades, right? So yeah, let's have a look at maybe other than the PDV. Of course, visionary members know the PDV setup that I'm looking at. I walk them. Yeah, I think it was in the daily market update this morning that I walked through that, the PDV setup. But yeah, visionary members should know about that. But yeah, let's see if there's anything else other than that PDV. So GP786 is acting as support now. I don't think there's anything here, is there? So we have a new naked daily naked point of control, which is 67075. Okay, which is this one here. These ones have all been tapped, so I'm actually going to get rid of these. I'm just going to take them out because I still think they're valid. And I will. Where's that one gone? Where did that one go? Oh, it's just disappeared. Oh, there it is. Why has it gone all the way up there? Right, let's just group these together. Tapped NPOCs. Okay, so I can get rid of those. Yeah, so those are the old ones. Those are the those are the old ones. Those are the current ones. So we're finding support GP786 as of now. I don't reckon any short absorptions coming in. No, of course not. Yeah, so there's no conviction for any sort of trade here. We're getting closer to that possible PDV setup, but we're not there yet. What else? Like, say we did bounce from here. Yeah, I mean, if we did get another, I don't think it's very likely, but if we did get another bounce up to GP786 and we still had the short absorption coming in, then that could be a nice short from there. But I just don't really see that happening. Yeah, I don't really see that happening, to be honest with you. So I just don't think there are any other possible short trades to enter into. Of course, this would have just been so nice if we tapped it. It would have been so nice. Like that is classed, right? Even though it's on the 30-minute time frame, I'd still class this as like a top tier, right? Top ranked trade, okay? At the top of my ranking list, at the top of my tier list, right? This would be up there, okay? We've got a naked point of control. Even though price wasn't tapping the MPOC, or like even if we did come up to the GP786, the naked point of control, okay, wasn't actually at the level, and I didn't need it to be tapped, right? I didn't need it to be tapped again because it had already been tapped and it had already proven as resistance, right? So all I was looking was just that GP786 retracement, okay, with the absorption. Then I'm happy to say, right, that's like an A-star trade setup there, okay? Exactly like, zooming out to that previous long trade that I took here, okay? That is at the top of my ranking list. That's at the top of my tier list, okay? That's an A-star setup. That's why I took the trade. So, yeah. But I just don't see, I don't see anything else. Of course, I just don't see a rise coming from here, really. And I don't see it going back up there, to be honest. It could, right? There's, of course, it's an option. We could see price come back up here. We could even see price actually come up and swing failure this high, right? If we did that or failed auctioned it, that would be a nice short, to be honest, as well. But there's just nothing like locally, other than of course the PDV, which is from like 69,500. That's the only short trade that I see. Yeah, and I'm not gonna look too hard for a short trade. If you're looking too hard for a trade, then there's no trade to be had. It should be like pretty visual. You should visually be able to see the trade without having to like really look for it. And regarding, I need to really clean this object tree up, to be honest. It's very messy. Regarding this value area high as well, um, this is where, right, the PDV setup, okay, like I said earlier, we could bounce off of the top of the PDV setup. So we could bounce from 69,500, which of course wouldn't activate the PDV setup. So if we did bounce, okay, and of course the high of the PDV setup comes in confluence with the entire range value area high. So if we did get a bounce off of this, right, then I'm looking for higher prices. Okay, it's the acceptance below it where I'm looking for lower. So yeah, even like disregarding the PDV setup for now, even if we just saw an acceptance back below value area low, this is where I'm looking for like POC. We break POC. That's when you're looking for value area low. So yeah, this could be the start of a big pullback. I wish I was in a trade from up here. We front run the level, so I'm not in the trade. But yeah, let's not dwell on it. Let's wait for this possible PDV to play out. If the PDV activates, I'm going to take it without hesitation. We're not seeing like crazy shorts coming in. Of course, we had 11 million coming in here, new shorts coming in, 3.5, 4.9. Volume's pretty low. So, I can't sit here and say that this pullback is strong and like we're going to see a big pullback here because, yeah, this is just not really what you want to see if it's like a really strong, solid pullback. You'd like to see like more volume or even just volume like increasing. Right now, volume's kind of more just decreasing. And the same with negative delta. You've gone 14 to 8 to 11 to 3.5. Then you've gone to positive. Okay, then you've gone positive here. But yeah, if we get that PDV set up and we get the activation of it, then that's when I'd expect that bigger move towards the downside. Right now, anything could happen, to be honest with you. We could bounce off of 69,500. And we could see this high being taken out again as a possibility. Again, this is like an example, right? Let's take a look at it as an example. I love to look at examples, okay? Of course, right, we're looking at price pulling back here and we're looking at price rising here, but it's the same thesis, okay? Same thesis, right? We're seeing price pull back, open interest is increasing, good, okay? CVD is ticking towards the downside-ish, right? We've got kind of like volume's kind of decreasing, to be honest with you, because we've gone from 31, 13, 23, 36, 33 to then 21, 11, 27, 18, 9.6. So yeah, that's like decreasing. And then negative delta, you got minus 14, minus 8, minus 11, minus 3, positive 4.9, minus 4.9, positive 4.3. That's kind of like decreasing as well. So this I can't sit here and say right we're going to see much lower, but when I could say that was back here, right? This is when I said this is a strong rise. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 70K. Okay, this was at 68,000. Hopefully you can see it. I know I struggle to see it a little bit. So hopefully you can see it, but it says $68,770. That's where we were at when I said this. And so you can see price rising, open interest increasing, CVD is very clearly increasing, right? It's very clearly ticking towards the upside. And then we have positive delta increases. So we have 5.7, 3.8, 10 million, 8.3, 11 million, 10 million. Right? So it's not like perfectly increasing, but over time it's increasing, right? Then we have volume. Okay, so that's 26 million, 15 million, 59 million, 51, 47, right? Over time that is increasing. This is a good rise towards the upside. And then what happened? And there we go, 70K. Okay, 70K finally. Because it was a good rise, I was expecting that price target. Because this isn't the strongest pullback, I can't say with confidence, okay? I can obviously say it, but I can't say it with confidence that we're going to see like $66,000 at this moment in time. If we get the PDV set up, okay, then of course, that gives us the activation. And then to be honest, I would expect 66,000. But of course, I would want to see, if we get the activation, I then want to see, and we have to see for it to play out, negative delta increasing, like volume increasing as well, open interest ticking towards the upside. We don't necessarily have to have open interest increasing, okay? It just would be handy, okay? Because of course you could actually see us get the activation, come down to previous day value area low, where we could then actually, if we saw a weak pullback, we could actually look for a long trade from $66,000. So yeah, there is that opportunity as well. But we'll have to see how it plays out. It's all about patience now. Again, patience. I was waiting so patiently today. I just didn't get that entry so patiently. We came so close to it. How many dollars? I shouldn't be looking at this because it's just annoying, but we were about 100. Not even, no, we were about $50. Yeah. We were literally about $50 away from tapping the entry trigger. Literally $50 away. That's how frustrating it is. $50. If you've got any questions, of course, I'll be happy to answer them. So just let me know. And if there's anything you want to look at as well. Bitcoin. Already said Bitcoin DOM is decreasing. Let's see if I've got it. I understand that Ethereum had a really nice rise towards the upside. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Look at that on Ethereum. Wow. Yeah, that would have been really nice to take advantage of, to be honest. I was looking for a long setup actually down here, but I didn't take this long trade here because I was waiting for this level here. But there was a nice long from down there. But I didn't take it. Yeah, let's have a look at dominance. Uh, Thought I had it saved on there, to be honest. Oh, I do. It's that one there. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance decreasing pretty significantly. Yeah, I haven't looked at the Bitcoin dominance in a while, to be honest with you. This is back when I was looking at it. It is really helpful, especially when I was in the previous bull market. I was looking at shifting my portfolio from the majority holding of Bitcoin and the majority of holding of Ethereum. What's the long plan? The long plan. I don't really, at this moment in time, if you're, I understand I didn't really expand on it, but if you're talking about the long plan from uh, like 66,000, I said we could look at a long from 66. There isn't really a long plan at this moment in time, because first of all, we need to see if we get down there. But a long plan here is tricky because if that's what you mean, like a long trade, or do you mean long term plan? But if like talking about long trades, yeah, I don't like longing up here. I don't like it. All time high. I don't like longing up here. I don't like longing up here. I'm looking at shorts here. I shorted this. I shorted this. I haven't shorted this yet. Okay. But I'm looking to short this. I'm not looking to long this. But I understand that if we come down to like 60, if we come down to like 66,000, which would be the target, what I'm looking at kind of is previous day value area low with, the liquidity that's going to be sat here. So if we can sweep that, then I could look for a long trade, and I'd look for that long trade from 66,000 back up to previous day value area high at like 69,557. But yeah, it would be nice to see like a weak pullback down to 66,000 for the long there. That would just be more confidence, right? If we've got a weak pullback, initially filling the short trade coming down to $66,000, but then activating a new long trade if this is a weak pullback. We swing value pattern like these lows here, okay, in confluence with that previous day value area low. That's kind of what I'm interested in for a long trade. But again, like I struggle to long when we've had such a big impulsive move. But I understand that it could be a valid setup. Something like this, it could be a valid setup. If I like it, I will take it. But yeah, that would be a long trade that I'm interested in. But yeah, going back to it, I'm not the one to long up here. I'm not the one to long up here. I'm looking for shorts at these highs, right? The long trade, right? I look for the long trades down here. That's where I look for the long trades, right? The long trade I took was there. The long trade from here I took was there. You look for the long as price pulls back. But yeah, going back to that dominance. So this is when I was looking at it, sort of like 2021, and when we came down to range low here, this is when I would get out of my altcoins and yeah, maybe I should start analyzing this actually, and maybe I can put together a portfolio and yeah, let you know sort of what I'm doing with my portfolio. Because yeah, back in 2021, what I was enjoying doing, and it was quite profitable as well, um, was shifting my portfolio from mainly Bitcoin to then altcoins, right? So here, I remember shifting my portfolio to the majority Bitcoin. Um, and then, yeah, as you can see, the dominance is rose, 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 rose. I don't think, yeah. And then as we got up to like the high of the range here, this is when I was like shifting more of my portfolio into the alts, right? And then as you can see, we've come up to the range high. We've seen the dominance pull back, okay, and then down here is when again you shift your portfolio um, back into the majority Bitcoin, and that's what I was doing with Bitcoin and Ethereum. I was literally just like going between the two, um, just shifting my portfolio into Ethereum up here, shifting my portfolio into Bitcoin here. Um, and then yeah, you finally get a range break here. So yeah, even on this, I don't. Yeah, this was 2023, so I didn't actually shift my portfolio into altcoins here because I understood that we were in a bear market then. So um, yeah, there's for me, Bitcoin's the safest thing to be in when you're in a bear market. But you can kind of do that same thing here, right? You can do what I did in 2021 and 2022, and you can do the why have I done that? You can kind of do like the exact same thing here, right? Up here you can be shifting your portfolio into altcoins, right? Down here, shifting your portfolio into Bitcoin. Okay, and then say you did get a break towards the downside, right? Again, I'm not really a breakout trader. If I was looking for like a trade to shift my portfolio into altcoins rather than have it the majority Bitcoin, then I'd be looking for it somewhere up here. But again, it's valid, right? If we get a breakdown here, you initially would be targeting like these lows here, and yeah, I probably wouldn't do it, but you could shift your portfolio into like altcoins here and expect a pullback. So yeah, that could be something. To be honest, I haven't been looking at this because yeah, I haven't been shifting my portfolio from Bitcoin to altcoins, mainly because we've seen Bitcoin make a new all-time high, but we haven't seen Ethereum do it yet. Which may be a reason to do it in itself, actually, because if Ethereum is going to make an all-time high, you're going to take advantage of more price action, really. Again, as well, look what happened when we hit 1 billion open interest. Just rejected off it again. Literally, just rejected off of it again. On the open interest here. Yeah, I guess it's just patience now, really. Patience for that PDV setup. Right. Let's look at this actually. Okay, I like that as well, actually. So we have the weekly VWAP, right? We're coming back down to test the weekly VWAP. We've used it as support all week, right? All week support on the Monday. Slight deviation here, but still really support. Again, Monday, right? And then we've seen that impulsive move towards the upside. We're now coming back to test that VWAP. And yeah, this could. I wouldn't say really there's a long trade here. But what I'm thinking is that, right, where this VWAP is, okay, is at 69,465. Okay, where is the PDV activation? Okay, or sorry, the previous day value area high. Okay, that's at 69,557. So there's confluence there, right? So if we lose the previous day value area high, okay, which we are now coming down to, and then we also lose the VWAP here, right? Losing that VWAP is not going to be great, because we've used it as support all week. If we lose it, then it could just be more like conviction for a bigger pullback. It would be nice. I always like to find examples. It would be nice if we could find like a good example. When did this happen here? Wednesday, right? So yeah, here's a really good example here. Okay, so Monday, where's Friday? Sunday, sorry, yeah, Sunday all the way over there. Okay, this is what I mean, right? We have the weekly VWAP. It's acted as really nice support. Yes, you've got slight deviations, but you're not using it as like a perfect level, right? You've got really nice support. Then you lose it, back test it as resistance, and then you've got a big drop, right? This is kind of what I would be looking for. And that just gives me more conviction for that PDV setup. We haven't used it as much as we did then, okay, but we've used it support all throughout Monday. So if we do lose it, it's like, yeah, we could expect a big pullback there. Yeah, that's nice, to be honest. I'll keep that on there. Let me know if you have any other questions. I'll probably end the live stream soon just because I still have a lot of stuff to get on with. It's literally just patience now, really. Patience for that PDV. We get that PDV. I'm going to enter into the short and look for like 66,000. Okay, I don't see any questions, so yeah, I'll probably end it there. So yeah, for any visionary members, of course, if I do end up taking the PDV short setup, then yeah, I will be active in the Discord, and I will let you know if I do take it in the Discord. But yeah, again, just exercise and patience. Annoyingly, we didn't get the short setup from here. You know, that would have been the best possible short setup, right? Because we would have literally have shorted the high pretty much. You know, we would have been what, like $400 off of shorting the high. That was the best possible short trade setup. We front run the level, so unfortunately we didn't get the short trade. But yeah, like I said this morning, right, if we do not get the short trade setup from here, then the next short trade setup I see is the PDV, right? You know, if you're looking at like being a breakout trader, you know, yes, there's a breakout of this like mini range here. It's not how I tend to trade whatsoever, because I understand, right, this level is actually a level of support as well. So we have the range value area high here. We have the previous day value area high here, and we also have the weekly VWAP as you know, support here as well. So like that's 3 bits of support in itself. So I understand that there's a possibility for a bounce here, but if we do get acceptance below it, okay, and we get the PDV set up, I will short down to $60,000. Well, I say I will short down $60,000. That's the target, right? That's the target for it. So yeah, of course, active in the Discord. If you want access to the Discord, remember, first link in the description. You can gain access to that Discord as well, where you get access to the education as well. I am currently bringing out all the education on the order flow. I'm currently getting that done as quick as I can. Also, I have strategies coming out as well. So we have, of course, the PDV strategy coming out. We have the what's the other ones that we have? So we have the FRS one as well, which is the fib retracement strategy. We have there's so many that I need to get done. Let's get rid of that for now. I haven't come up with a name for it really yet. I wanted to sort of come up, because I've never actually named it. Or like I don't think there really is a name for it, so maybe I'll come up with the name for it. But yeah, for the GP786 in Confluence with like a naked point of control, or it could be like a monthly level, a daily level, weekly level, or you know, monthly MPOC, weekly MPOC, daily MPOC. It could be any of those levels with absorption, right? That's another setup that I like to look for. And then, you know, of course the SFP setups as well, right? All of those, of course, I'm gonna have like individual videos on like just the individual indicator, such as like or like the tool, sorry, like an individual. There's going to be an individual video for the SFP, but then there's also going to be a video where I'm combining that with other things like the MPOC and just talking through like why I've entered into the trade. So I've showed you one example with that long. Another example would be, remember this short that we had here. Okay, this short that we had here, we had what, weekly MPOC, we had the SFP, right? So I want to walk through that and show you like why I've entered into it and all of that. So yeah, that's what I have in the works at this moment in time. So yeah, of course, you want access to that, first link in the description. This is where you can gain access to that, and the Discord as well, where I give all of my trades away. And of course, you can ask me anything at any time as well. But yeah, if you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We are almost at yeah, 160, almost at 200 subscribers. So yeah, that's sort of the next target, really, 200 subscribers. So yeah, let's try and aim for that. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Island Time, good to see you here. I think I've seen you comment before, so yeah, good to see you back. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next live stream. And for you Visionary members, ready, I will see you, yeah, of course, in the Visionary Discord and the Daily Market Update tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching, everybody.